Hi there and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a special episode here, and you might wonder everything we do here out in the van, on the motorbike for ADV riding and what not that I do except for being at home, and that requires some planning actually. So this episode is about lawn moving. So how do we fix this lawn moving, doing everything except being at home? Look at this. I just got this from Roboup. It's a robot lawn mower. The cool thing with this one is it's boundary wire free, and it's the Roboup T1200 Pro. I'm just going to unpack it and show what's in it, and then go ahead and install it to get it to do the work for me, so to speak. Let's see what to find inside here. Oh, wow. Okay, so that's a measure stick for when you install it. All right, so this is to get the correct distance from edges or buildings. See if we need that. Whoa. Oh, so the manuals. I will definitely read up on the manuals. I know that I have already been reading them on the digital ones, and Roboup actually have awesome YouTube videos with short clips that explains what this lawnmower could do, and that's awesome. I've been looking at these as well. Well, in the package we have a quick start guide. I will actually start with that. And here we have the charging base station, and we have the awesome mover. Just look at it. Oh, it says lighting, charging port in the front, 2 cameras, smart eye. How cool is that? Front lights, a rain sensor, display and controls. You could definitely control this through a app. We'll get into that. All right, some really awesome wheels. Okay, cool. Here you see some spare cutting blades with the screws. We also see the screws to fasten the charging station to the lawn or to the ground. You see a 230 volt adapter charger, the cables to the 230 connection and to the base station, and as well to this, the RTK base station with its antenna and pegs to the ground. You also have some spare stickers with the code to the base station that the camera will use. How awesome is this? Alright, so this is all the stuff you get into the box. But hey, it's time to set it up. This is actually awesome. I'm making the map, working on it manual, mapping my garden with the phone as a control. How cool is this? Huh? It's super cool. Right, this is awesome. This is the map, but we have more to do. I have done the boundary. I could also do a no-go zone and a to-go zone and a passage. The only thing I have is pretty much a no-go zone, and that is Buxbaum plant over there. Well, this is rather cool. I could either start to move right on, could charge it so it goes to the charger, or as I told you, I could just adjust the maps. This is actually really cool. I can see where the charger station is, where the RTK base station is, and also where the mover is on this map. How awesome is this? Well, let it charge in the station and then we kick it on, right? So what's happening now? Returning. Wow. Ha. What? Ah, it's probably using its camera to see that QR code. Well, I'm really impressed so far how easy this was to set up. And it took me a lot less than 1 hour to set it up actually. And now we're going to push this button to let it move the lawn for the first time. I'm really eager to see how this goes. And you know, when you have done the lawn moving, you always deserve a beer. That's law, okay? So I will push the button, open the beer, and just see how it goes. The other way around. Alright, so I just pushed the button for it to start moving. Let's see where this goes. I'm actually really curious where it starts. Now just finding its way somewhere. Really curious about that. It's an awesome one. This lawn mower is actually available in Sweden. The instructions was in Swedish as well, both at the folder that you got with it and the updated and a lot more detailed instructions that you get on the web. You get the QR code for that, of course. But hey, I think we need something here. You know it. We need it. Cheers, my ADV riding friends and lawn moving friends for the matter as well. Oh, that was good. And I hope it will do good here, okay? This is actually my third robot. I have had robots for 10 years, but that had been with a wired boundary and not this wireless boundary. So I'm really curious how this will work with the wireless boundary. Right, so it's actually doing its job. It has started. There is a lot of settings. How it will parallel move the lawn, or how it will behave in different situations. So a lot of settings. I bet that I can't really have this beer and just let it do its job and go on vacation tomorrow, which I actually will do. So this one will be on its own the first days. Not really the best things to do, but it will do that anyway and see how it works. And if it doesn't really work, I'm here in 3 days again and I will adjust it to my Jordan. Well, does some kind of work. You can also adjust the height. I'm not sure actually what height it it has on the cutting right now, the cutting height. You also see it has a rain sensor. I don't know what it will do with that camera if I am in the way, but I will not disturb it actually right now, so I will test that later. Well, this is fun. Really love it. And when it's get dark outside, I think it has some kind of camera on top there. It has these front lights, LED lights. And another thing that I could see that I really like is that the battery is in the rear end. It's very easy to get to the battery from the outside, and that's awesome. The other robots that I have had before wasn't really that easy to handle, to be honest. I think these wheels also looks very great. How cool is this? Really love it. This just makes my life as an adventure rider or van lifer so much easier when this little beauty does its job. Wow. I will actually be out boating these days. That's a little beauty over there, day cruiser. Would you like to see some boat life videos as well? Just chime in with a comment below or a thumbs up or whatever, because I love that boat life, the adventure riding and the van lifing, and the lawnmower that do the job for me as a robot. My last robot actually was named Robbe. Robbe, short name for Robert. That's very suitable for a robot, isn't it? On this side you have an offset on the cutting disc. You see it on this side. Doesn't look that on the other side, so it could cut really close to the edges. I could actually clearly see already by now that it knows, of course, with the camera where the obstacle is, like, so it doesn't smash into these bushes or branches or anything. I think that's pretty cool. So this is the T1200 Pro 2025. The Roboup team has been really awesome. I didn't need any help with this one to set it up, but I've seen on the internet. I've also been in contact with the team before I got this robot to test it, and the support has been awesome and very personal support. That's something that I think was really impressive. When you get connection to people. It's a very narrow passage. It's even more narrow behind me. If you look in this direction, it needs like 80 centimeters if we could lawn move, and this is well above 1 meter in width, this passage. So it'll be very interesting to see how it handles that. You could clearly see the dark green parts of the lawn is where it's cutting and have been cutting. So it just started. I will see if I could change the cutting height. Okay, this is interesting. I could do some spot cutting, schedule moving. I actually expected that. Remote moving, that's if I control it manually. The anti-theft is on. I could also force it to not do any moving. That's off. I have a device log. The rain mode is on. I also have a shutdown time when it's not allowed to move. I could also switch off the RTK light nighttime, because that could be disturbing for neighbors and so on. I could also have a timer for blade replacement, buy accessories, and some information, device information, unit setting, device pin code, and device upgrade, and so on. That is cool, but I need to look into where to set the cutting height. That's cool. You saw it just, the camera just identified that ball. It just moves around it. Really awesome. Didn't touch it, just go around it. One thing that I could clearly see is that it does perfectly parallel cuttings. And one more thing I also could see right now is it very quiet. A lot more quiet compared to the other lawn mowers I have had before. And that is actually pretty impressive, I think. I think it's cool. I think the height is pretty good for these first cuts. And summertime when it gets dry, it's not good either to have it too short. But it looks good so far when I look at it. What it does. It looks promising, I would say. I'm very, very curious when it's done the complete lawn for the first time. Look at that. It just turned on the lights when it turned into that bush. You saw it cut off the lights by itself. So it has probably a sensor in the front cameras as well to just see stuff easier in front of it. Comes again. Okay, this time it knew the tree was there. It passed really close to that tree. Let's see what it does. Oh, wow. How close was that? That's really cool. How will it do that on the way back? This will be interesting. Okay, stop by the tree. So work its way around on that direction. Really interesting. I want to see what it does when it comes back. Okay, this was interesting. One thing that is really, really cool is that it's very, very intelligent. It calculated the longest stretches possible to go in a straight line after the mapping, and this is the first time it mows along. First time. So it needs to figure out things after a few times. I would say it will cut for a week or 2 weeks or so to perfect its cutting. But so far, I have seen what it actually does. It does really, really good in the work just after the mapping, in how it tackles the lawn. Really interesting. Right, so this is 60 days later with this T1200 Pro Roboup lawnmower. Had done its job on my lawn while I'm having fun out there with motorcycle trip to Romania and being out with my boat here on the Swedish west coast, while the robot is doing its job here in my garden. And that's perfect. So it have done the job perfectly, and I could just control it from my app wherever I am to if it should cut the lawn or if it should not. And I also have done some adjustments during the time, both in schedules and the cutting height and whatsoever from my app. I could also see if there have been some troubles with it. It got stuck a couple of times, but that is due to holes in my lawn that I have fixed. So it works flawlessly. Here you can see how it looks under, and that's actually impressed. As I told you, I had experience from robots on my lawn for like 10 years. And this differs a little bit from the other one I have had. Look at this articulation. It have a centered articulation on the front wheels, and that works really great for this lawn mower to move around. You also see these cutters. You get these cutters, you get some spares in the package. That works really great. Other things that you could see here is that you have the battery in a compartment accessible from the outside under it. So you can really easily change the battery if you need to in the future. You also see the wheels, how sturdy they are. Another thing that differs from my other lawn movers is that it's closed, so you can't really access the electronics and electrics on the inside. And that differs because the others I have had have been like open in this area, so the electronics could be reached, and you can just imagine how that works with snails and other stuff over the time. So this robot really seems well built. Now I have not cleaned it on the underside, but since it also is enclosed, you can easily wash it. So it's a lot easier to clean if you need to, and that is something you at least do before you put it away in the winter season. All in all, big thumbs up for this robot from Roboup, the T1200 Pro. It was so easy to install, and I've not done any adjustments at all since the installment on where it should cut or not and so on. Everything was really smooth to set up, and it just worked flawlessly after that first installation. And that impressed a lot of me. The others that I have had with wire boundary, I have done a lot of adjustment in my garden, where to cut or not, where it does work or not. Always manual work with elongating the wire, or just put the wires in another direction, or unfortunately during the years also replace it because it have been cut for some reasons, actually my neighbors and other stuff that happens with the wire over time. So I'm really impressed, and I hope that this cutter will really work many years for me. This is only a 60-day review on how it works. It saves a lot of time for me and makes me do other stuff than running around here with my petrol lawn mower. Okay, this was all for me, and be sure to look at the links below to get a good discount on this lawn mower. It's actually a campaign right now on it, so be sure to look at the description where you find information and links. Ciao.